Yeah, this is a long math question, and we are in the hard module. But remember, there's still easy questions in the hard module, so not everything's going to be hard. So let's ignore the graph for a second. Let's just see what they're even telling us in the question. So the graph shows the estimated boiling point Y in degrees Celsius of a normal paraffin with a molecular weight of X grams per mole, where 1 is less than or equal to X is less than or equal to 280. Which statement is the best interpretation of the point 149.02, 186.05? And now we can see that that's basically the point they gave us in the graph. So I have seen this question before, or versions of this question. I know what to expect. Essentially, this starts out as a units question, right? We're going to need to match X grams per mole, meaning that this 149 is going to be in grams, and then this Y is degrees Celsius, so 186.05 degrees Celsius. So that's literally the only thing I'm looking for, is did they even just get the units right? Let's start with that. We could probably eliminate some choices from that. So choice A says, a normal paraffin with a molecular weight of 186.05 grams per mole. No, the 186.05 is the degrees Celsius, right? So this is the wrong unit. And then you can see later on, 149.02 degrees Celsius. They flipped the units. So no. And this is not me understanding the story. This is not me like knowing what a paraffin is, but it's purely just like, they told me that X has this particular unit. The X coordinate of the point should also have that unit. That's just basic following instructions. Let's look at B. Same basic choice, essentially. A normal paraffin with a molecular weight of 149.02 grams per mole, that seems better, has an estimated boiling point of 186.05 degrees Celsius. Yeah, okay, at least the units are right. I don't know if it's right. I'm not going to think about it more deeply than that for now. Let's just see what other choices say. C, the minimum, that's a key word. The minimum estimated boiling point for normal paraffins corresponds to a paraffin with a molecular weight of 149.02 grams per mole, so that unit's correct, and an estimated boiling point of 186.05 degrees Celsius. So again, the units are right, but it added this other element, right, this idea of a minimum. And then let's just look at D for completion here. The maximum estimated boiling point for normal paraffins, blah, 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 149.02 grams looks good, 186.05 degrees Celsius looks good. So the units are okay in C and D, but now you're bringing in ideas of maximum, minimum. Those are words I associate with certain kinds of equations in math, parabolas specifically, quadratic equations, which maybe this is one. It does seem to curve, but that dot right there is certainly not a maximum or a minimum. It's just like a random point in the middle of this thing. So it's not a vertex. It's just kind of a random point. And that's kind of what B is saying, is it's just a random point that has these properties, these numbers associated with it, but otherwise it's not special in any way. So C and D could have been the answers to other questions if we had a different equation and a different graph, and this point happened to be the vertex of that graph. We will see that on the SAT from time to time, just not what's happening here. So, but like other questions that tend to have stories, tend to have a lot of words on the math section, my advice is don't try to do it all at once. Give yourself a simple task and go with that. And a lot of times with stories, the first task is just like, can you match up the variable or the part of the point, the X and the Y, with the units? That's something that's going to be said explicitly in the question. It'll be there in black and white. All you got to do is read it. So my hope is, yeah, you would at least eliminate some things from that. And then once you've decluttered the answer choices, you can think about deeper things. But as you can see here, it's not that deep.